So we'll do some the final stages now. We'll just turn off work grid so we can see the model without any of the grids intersecting it. I'm going to mirror it, so I'll just move the eye and I'll just fill in behind the eye on the model. You remember there was a polygon there originally and we deleted it. I'll just use modify fill hole. Just puts a polygon there, and that just stops it snapping to the center sometimes. If the tolerance is low, just prevents issues. Let's just put the eye back. Just make sure I've got the eye in the right place. Set the eye to smooth shade. I'm just going to do some final detail around the eye in a moment anyway. So back to the head itself. We'll just come back to the front view. We need to make doubly sure that all of the edges are actually sitting at 0 on X. So double click them and select the entire ring. You can see what I mean by the ring by there. That's the entire airtight shape of the head. We'll switch on numerical editor and go to position on X is 0, and as you can see then it just snapped everything to 0 on X. So when we mirror across there won't be any problems now. Well, pretty sure that the axis was on 0 anyway, but just to make sure I'll select a point that's sitting on 0 on X, and we'll set object axis to there. So as you can see, select the object and it's right on the center. We'll check that the eye has got its center on 0 as well. You can do it a different way, which is keyboard M. Just pretty much move it onto the center line. So that's the eyeball now. So we can mirror that eye across actually. So modify mirror. We'll just instance mirror the eye across for now. Get rid of the numerical editor. And then we can mirror the whole head across next. Just get it in position. We'll call up the instance mirror options. So we'll change, we're going to keep it local X because we want to mirror across X. Change the tolerance up a little bit, and then we'll mirror across like so. You can see there that it's slightly out on this side, and that's because when I set the original image it mustn't have been exactly dead center. So as much as we've matched this half, it's not quite made it on that half. So what we'll do now is when we go into 3D perspective, we'll now use soft selection. We can bring our buttons back now because we don't need to use those other views quite so much. And using soft selection, we'll go back in and now look for any volume problems. So because the image wasn't quite right, it might not look perfect on all angles. So we'll literally go along and fix any of those problems. So the head's dropped there a little bit on the center line, so we'll just fix that. Even out the distribution of the polygons as well. And now you can correct, without really looking at your reference now, you can just correct any little issues that you see. We'll work our way around, make sure the edge loops look right. We'll still do a bit more cutting yet and shaping. If you just get the overall look and feel of the model right now. Smooth if needed, which I don't need to yet on this back of the head. I don't mean subdivide, I mean smooth as in the smooth command. So quite happy with the way the eyes. I'm going to subdivide and have a look at that. So we'll put, let's turn soft selection off. Just look at splitting under the eye there. I'm actually doing 2 splits because what I want to do is now add in those creases that were there originally, the folds of the lids, etc. Again, not really using reference now because I'm quite confident in what I want it to look like at this stage. Now we said we'd run a split in here. Reason being, we want a crisper edge there. So I'll run it along like that. And what I want to do now is just even out the polygons at the top. Which leaves me fine here to bring that in to give me the crease that I want. Just smooth it a little bit and then go back in and tighten it up again. And then where I've got this problem here, I want more of a crease under the neck anyway. Like so. Which means we can just end that one there without causing any issues and creating any problems. It's fine. Created an issue down here actually, so we'll remove that one. And you just see what we've done there. They've just put the polygon flow all vertical right across the front of the mesh, which just evened it out slightly. And I'll probably tuck this in to give the neck area a more defined shape. And we'll tuck this center area back in a little bit. And then down at the back, and that will definitely give me a more pronounced collar. Just tweaking my way around. see there it's given us a much more pronounced collarbone. Hit C and subdivide it just to have a look, and I was right, it's helped us with that collarbone. And I'm going to be tweaking with face mode for a moment. Just pull that neck in and pull out here to give that muscle a bit more clout, really. Back to point editing for a moment. Looking at it from all angles, as usual. Let's have soft selection back on again. We'll just give that head a bit more of a pronounced bump. If you're working exactly to a reference, then be careful with doing stuff like this, because I'm not using the reference much now. I'm just tweaking it to meet my own requirements. Correcting issues that might have been caused because we only modelled one side at a time. So if there's any pinching, like pinching at the centres, correcting the corner of the mouth, for example. Any volume issues, just look at it from all angles. The nostril, the forehead was fine. Set it to smooth shade. Hide the wireframe. And then just check around all of the model, really, just to make sure it meets your expectation. And that's the end of this bit, really. You can do more. You can go into more detail now and add some more refinements. You can add little bits like the corner of the eye there. Lots more you can do, should you need to. That's a lot of the tools I would use for what we'd call point by point. Was actually more sort of edge extrude is the main tool we use. That's the end of this segment.